Hi everybody, welcome back to Mando Lessons. My name is Baron Collins Hill. In this week's lesson, and some culminating lessons after this one, I want to take you on a little historical journey, a little bit of show and tell. It's all going to culminate with some mandolin family instruments, but I wanted to start here. So, as a little historical context, many of you might be familiar with the Lloyd mandolins built by Gibson and acoustic engineer Lloyd back in the 1920s. I'm no Lloyd scholar, but his mandolins are often thought of as sort of like the Stradivarius of the mandolin world. He built in the early 20s and designed and kind of pioneered the F-style F-hole mandolin that Bill Monroe then used in his bluegrass music and has really become a very popular style of mandolin that we all see today. Another thing that Lloyd pioneered was this. This is what Lloyd called the L5. It's a carved top, carved back and sides, 6-string guitar that he combined the Archtop shape with the violin-style F-holes in the 20s, the same time as he was building those legendary mandolins. And I've been after one of these style instruments for a while. I've never played one from the 20s, but I've played and owned some from the 50s. But the ones from the 20s at this point are well outside what I can afford. They're often in the tens plus thousands of dollars for an original Gibson L5. And so I wanted to find something that I could afford, and also from a builder that I knew and trusted, and also could help me out with some other interesting ideas that I had. So, this is where we started. This is built by Lawrence Smart over in Idaho. It's a Engelmann spruce top, maple, red maple back and sides, and I'll give you a little taste of how it sounds. So as you can hear, compared to a flat top, kind of Martin-style instrument, this thing's got a little bit more presence, a little more jangle to it. It's got a little more kind of percussiveness in the same way that those carved top and back mandolins with F-holes really project and are great for bluegrass. Now, I love playing 6-string guitar, and I'm going to be playing this instrument a lot on the backing tracks and in old-time jams and working on other various guitar skills. But as you may know from the title of this YouTube channel and my website, Mando Lessons, 6-string guitar is not super related. So what I wanted was a tenor guitar version of this. 4 strings, just like the 4 courses of a mandolin, tuned G-D-A-E, an octave lower though. So it's sort of like a 4-string octave mandolin. Now, the way people often approached tenor guitars historically was they were already building 16-inch bodies, and they would just build tenor guitar necks, slap it on a 16-inch body, and say, there you go, you got a tenor guitar. Now, that worked great. I've owned some of those in the past, and I've played a lot of them. And the problem that I find with them is, you have these really kind of heavily built bodies that are built for 6 strings. That's 50% more strings than a tenor guitar, a 4-string guitar would have. Also, the 16-inch body with the tiny tenor guitar neck with the shorter scale length that's 2.5 inches shorter between the nut and the bridge. That never really kind of aesthetically or sound-wise really rang true for me. So when I was talking to Lawrence, I was saying, man, I would love it, to have a smaller body Archtop guitar, just like an L5, but instead of just, slapping a tenor neck on a 16-inch body, have someone who could build a smaller body that's proportional to the scale length and that is braced in a way that's meant for 4 strings rather than 6. You can lighten up the bracing a little bit and really make the instrument a little more responsive. And Lawrence said, I would be happy to do that for you. So let me introduce to you the tenor guitar version of the L5 that I've dreamed about for probably close to a decade now. And here we have it. So this is a archtop tenor guitar in the style of a 20s L5, just with a smaller body. As you can see, it's a lot smaller. It's a little over 14 inches rather than the 16-inch lower bout of the 6-string guitar. It's got a 23-inch scale length, and I tune it GDAE, just like an octave below a mandolin, but 4 strings instead of 8. So all your mandolin chords work beautifully. And I'm really excited about this instrument. Again, you know, it's all proportional to the tenor length. Being a tenor guitar player, I'm a mandolin player first, so, you know, I always say I've got 4 fingers, got 4 strings or 4 courses. Makes a lot of sense. I love the fifths tuning. And I don't think tenor guitars get all the respect they deserve. There's obviously a lot of tenor guitar aficionados out there, but 4 strings, shorter scale length, GDAE, just really everything lines up nicely for me in my mind. I wanted to give the tenor guitar its opportunity to shine as best it could, so I had this custom instrument made by Lawrence. I'll give you a little sense of what this sounds like. There you have it. I really think of this instrument as kind of the alternate reality in which tenor guitars are the norm. You know, everything is scaled to the tenor guitar. Built exactly like that 6-string I was just playing at the beginning of this lesson. Archtop, spruce, Engelmann spruce top, arch back, maple sides, maple neck. Everything just like that L5, a little smaller body, braced for those 4 strings. And I'm really happy about this. I've been thinking about this sort of instrument for about 10 years, and talking with Lawrence, I realized that he was the guy to do it. Now, people tune tenor guitars a number of different ways. I love the 5th tuning. Some people just tune them like the highest pitched 4 strings of a 6-string guitar, so D, G, B, E, also kind of like a baritone ukulele tuning. Other people tune them C, G, D, A, like a mandola, pitched a little bit higher, and that's more traditional for kind of coming from tenor banjo in sort of New Orleans style jazz back in the early 1900s. My solution for getting that C, G, D, A tuning is a capo. So if you put a capo on the 5th fret of any, and I love doing this on octave mandolins, even mandolins sometimes, you just capo up, 5th fret, and you have C, G, D, A. A little more sparkly. That makes that reach a little bit less, and you get that kind of more traditional jazz tuning of C, G, D, A. And that's why I think of this tenor guitar as the instrument that Gibson or any other company really never made. Now, there are exceptions, of course. People have made custom tenor guitars, braced for tenor guitars. But as far as I know, historically, a lot of 6-string guitars a lot of tenor guitars were just 6-string bodies with a tenor guitar neck. And I was really happy to have this really tenor-specific design. And I'm over the moon with it. This is, of course, not a sponsored video. I bought these instruments from Lawrence, and he's got no say in these videos or anything. I'm just really excited about the instruments. And I've got one more instrument I want to show you, but that's going to have to wait until next week. Thanks so much for watching. Next week, we've got a big mandolin to see, and I'm excited to show it to you. Bye-bye.